Tracy with Rossmönster, and today I want to show you around our latest Baja Truck Camper. So this is going to be built on an F350 Lariat. Before we step inside, I'll talk about some of the exterior highlights of this vehicle. So this is going to be a custom composite shell with an aluminum frame. It has an articulating topper, so right now we have it in the lifted position, which allows you to see those half-slide windows around the perimeter of the vehicle. And then when you lower it down, you're in drive mode, so that's going to make you a little bit more compact, and you can get to some of those places that some larger vehicles won't be able to get to. Other exterior highlights, we have a buck stop front bumper that's going to have some LED lights inlaid into it, as well as a Warn winch in the front. As we move back from there, we have upgraded wheels and tires. We have running boards, electric running boards down both sides of the vehicle, and then we also have an amp research step so that you can get into the camper. You also notice on the outside of this rig we have a custom wrap, and that's going to be done by Pureblind, so that's a really fun design highlight of this rig. And then as we move all the way to the rear of the vehicle, we have our Rossmönster Custom MaxTrax table mounting system. So that's going to be a great storage option for those MaxTrax and double as an outdoor table when needed. Let's check out the rear. In the rear of the vehicle, we have a few additional custom upgrades here. So we have the MOLLE panels on both sides. On the driver's side, those MOLLE panels are going to be holding up two one-up bike trays. We also have a storage box here to increase the exterior hauling capacity of this vehicle. We have mounting plates for our shovel and axe, and then we have a custom Rossmönster bumper at the bottom here. Let's step inside. Welcome inside. Before I go into the specific components of the vehicle, I'll talk about some design highlights as well as the overall layout. So starting all the way up top, we have a Nassimi Minetta Linen upholstered wall and ceiling panels. As we move down from there, all of our cabinetry is going to be bamboo grain matched, and all of our uppers are going to be slightly oversized, so you don't actually have to have a cabinet pole on there. Moving down from there, we have a custom backsplash on both sides, and those are going to have topo maps etched into them. Our countertops are going to be Paperstone, and that's going to be in the pewter color. And then we have a Lone Seal sandstorm flooring all the way at the bottom here. And then lastly, our dinette and our bed blanket are going to be in Pendleton. So when it comes to layout, we have our cab over bed all the way up front. That's going to be roughly a queen size. As we move back from there, we have our galley area and some additional storage in both uppers and lowers. And then all the way in the rear, we have our dinette. This is also going to house storage for our power systems. And this is also going to double as our secondary sleeping area. So this table is going to come down into the center and make a nice additional sleeping area for 1 to 2 people. So I'm going to start in the front and we'll work our way back. Starting in the front of the vehicle, we have our cab over bed. So this is going to be roughly a queen size. We have some cubbies with fabric covers in the front of the bulkhead there, and then we have the half slides beneath that. We also have an outlet on the side frame of this cabinet so that you can charge your electronics while in bed. Additionally, we have a nice ladder to get up into that, and then closing out this area, we also have our soft partition between the riding area and the living area, so that'll reduce some of that noise while you're out on the road and kind of keep the heat a little bit more efficient in here. Additionally, as you move back from there, we have storage for our composting toilet. So this is going to be on 500-pound locking drawer slides. You can slide it out, use it, and when it's not in use, you just pop it away and it stays nice and out of the way there. Starting in the kitchenette, we have our Ruvati 15x20 workstation sink. So this is going to have a cutting board insert as well as a strainer inside it. As I mentioned, we have that topo etched custom backsplash here, so that'll keep our upholstery on the wall panels nice and clean, not having to worry about any splash from cooking. Moving forward from there, we have an Empava 2-burner induction cooktop. And then underneath our sink, we have storage for our 20-gallon freshwater tank and water pump. As we move over to the driver's side of the vehicle, we have our Cruise 85 Isotherm door style fridge and freezer. So it's going to have a small freezer in the upper left-hand corner. We also have a nice drawer bank down the side here. All of these drawers are going to have slam latches, so that'll keep everything closed and secure while in transit. Above our fridge and storage, we have our uppers. All of these are going to be on gas struts for assisted opening and closing, and have RV latches to ensure that they stay closed while in transit as well. As we move to the rear of the vehicle, we have our dinette. As I mentioned, this is upholstered in Pendleton. A few nice things about this dinette is that under each of the bays we have storage. So on the passenger side here we have storage for our power systems, and there we are going to have 510 amp hours of AGM SuperCycle battery, a 3,000 watt inverter, and 400 watts of solar coming in through the roof. Under our center and our driver's side bench seats, we just have open storage bays, so those will be great for internal storage. Additionally, this dinette is unique because we have a folding table, so we can make it double the size and kind of entertain more people back here. So we have some supports. They're going to slide out like so, and then we just have a hinge so you can fold this table over and get a lot more space there if you're having a meal with a few more people. Lastly, this very versatile table can be taken off of the lagoon mount, placed in the center between both bench seat sides, and create the platform for our secondary sleeping area. Closing out this vehicle, we'll talk about ventilation, heating, cooling, as well as lighting. So to start, we have an Autoterm Air 4D heater in here. We also have two Max Air fans in the ceiling, as well as a Heki Mini skylight over the bed. So this skylight is going to have a blackout curtain on one side, a bug screen on the other, so you can really have some versatility in how much light you're letting in and when you can have that open versus when you can't. Additional ventilation, as I mentioned, we have the half slide windows. Those are going to be around the perimeter of the vehicle. Those are going to be covered when you're in the drive position with the topper down. And then we also have two Arctic Tern windows on either side of the dinette. Those are going to be awning style. So if you pull down from the top, they have a bug screen, and if you pull up from the bottom, we have a blackout curtain. Lastly, when it comes to lighting, we have our dimmable LED overhead dome lights, we have above cabinet lights, we have under cabinet lights, and then we have toe kick lights at the floor here. That wraps up this Baja Truck Camper. Again, I'm Lucy with Rossmönster. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to give us a follow on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a tour, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.